Denny Hamlin wouldn't be considered as villainous as his Joe Gibbs Racing teammate Kyle Busch by most NASCAR fans, but he's working on it. The three-time Daytona 500 winner has taken his antagonist game next level in the last year. It started at Martinsville last season, when he led most of the final 100 laps, but got moved late by Alex Bowman, who went on to victory. The JGR driver was not happy and decided to confront the HMS driver during his celebratory burnout, where fans showered him with booze and projectiles. He didn't exactly endear himself to fans in his post-race interview.
He's just a hack. He's just an absolute hack. He gets his ass kicked by his teammates every week. It's just, it's terrible.
Hamlin regularly got booed by fans the rest of the season. Fast forward to this year in Talladega. The 41-year-old, frustrated by his own season performance and that of his 2311 racing team, threw shade at Kyle Larson on Twitter after the race for causing an accident that took out both Bubba Wallace and Kurt Busch on the last lap. Unfortunately, he did so in a tweet that many found offensive. NASCAR required he attend sensitivity training. Last week at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Denny Hamlin captured his second win of the 2022 campaign in his first Coca-Cola 600. However, before the number 11 made its way to victory lane, he had not one, but a pair of incidents on pit road with the number 22 pit crew. With 45 laps to go in Stage 3, the teams had their first incident when Hamlin hit Logano's tire carrier, Jeremy Ogles, slightly knocking him off balance. A short time later, during pit stops closing out the stage, Hamlin once again entered his box close to the yellow Penske car, except this time he ran over the leg of crew member Tanner Andrews, which the Fox broadcast talked about when showing a replay.
Yeah, that right foot was hanging out when he got in there, but if it was, man, what a contender. Got right back in the game, got that air inch right, hits it right there, gets a lug nut on. You can see him hobbling on it. I think he got run over.
This week on the Stack and Pennies podcast, Ryan Skip Flores from the Penske camp provided details of the incident to Corey LaJoie, who asked if Hamlin's car had run over Andrew's leg.
Under the tire? I haven't seen a great angle of it, but yes, it went under the left rear. And it sprained his MCL. So hopefully.
And he finished the stop.
Finished the race.
Flores said what added insult to injury was the number 11 team's reaction, or lack thereof.
I was mad at Denny, but I was also upset with the way they handled themselves. Like, if my guy hits somebody, I'm over there like, hey man, you all right? Checking on them. Like, granted, those guys are all young. They got two guys on there that are suspended. Sam McCauley, who we know well, was crew chiefing because Gabehart's out. And nobody even, yeah man, we ran him over. Nobody even said anything. They weren't trying to stop long. I don't know if they were pissed off that Joey picked that pit stall too, but he qualified 23rd. It's not like he qualified 5th and picked it. And they were just kind of pricks about the whole deal. It was like, there's no better way to put it. Like, wait a minute. Like, we're all working together here.
After listening to Flores detail what happened, LaJoie explained how it's hard to see and gauge where the other teams are because you want to get as tight as you can to the car's right front when pulling in the box. The Penske member said he understood and then pointed out the hypocrisy of NASCAR's rules.
Obviously, it wasn't intentional.
But if you're in pit stall 1 and you have all the opening out,
you can go long.
Take more, and they weren't taking it.
Yeah.
They weren't moving his sign forward. They weren't doing any of that. So I understand the game. I understand how it's played. But what I am frustrated with is, like, man, if I roll my right front tire into their pit box, it's a penalty, impeding their pit stop. But if he drives over me, it's not.
This week in Illinois before the race, Logano met with reporters and offered his thoughts on the situation. Unsurprisingly, he didn't hold back.
We changed the way we did our pit stop to try to allow the 11 to not clip our guys. Right? The carriers get out there pretty far. We brought the tires around the back, knowing that's an issue. And the changer's down on the ground with his back to a car and gets his heels run over. For one, I don't think there's any reason for it because he had an opening out. So I think that's just a dirty move. But the facts are, I think there needs to be a penalty for it. There needs to be a rule made for it to protect our pit crew.
Hamlin also visited with reporters and responded to Logano's remarks.
So,
He chose to pit behind me. He shouldn't pit in the number 2 stall. You got to know that you have guys. If you run well, you're gonna have guys going around you. So I think the thing is, these guys try to swing out super wide. I always try to be respectful when I'm coming around someone. I never try to get close to anyone. It was the second stall. We didn't place him there. It was something you choose, and when you choose to put yourself around cars that you think are going to go fast, you open yourself up to that stuff happening. And so I'm sure he's hit crew guys before, but
Denny Hamlin justifying what he did isn't a good look. But at this point, should we be surprised? Offensive tweets, calling Alex Bowman a hack, flippantly dismissing running over someone's leg because others have done it before. It's all a part of who Hamlin is. And at 41 years old, don't expect it to change.